I have microphones open. Please mute your microphones. Please mute your microphones. Thank you. Let's see if that'll do it. Maybe they're all over here in the room. That took care of that. I have microphones open and good. Now that is muted and I'm over here looking for the bar where I can. Oh, here's it's up on the top. I see it.
You're ready to get ready to go.
I am. Okay, the live stream. It should be live streaming on YouTube now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. And we are live, and let's go up here to review. And there we are. And let's bring this bar down. Let's log in. Stay with us as we are just now going live with Discoveries in Health. This is Bishop Dr. Truman Burst, Bishop of Good Shepherd Ministries since 1999. And thank you for joining us. And the folks over there on the dial pad meetings room, this will be the next week will be the last week that we will be doing the dial pad meetings room. You can join us instead of on the dial pads meeting room. You can join us on Zoom or YouTube. And the call-in number, if you'd like to join by telephone next week or any other time, every Thursday from 5 to 7, that would be Central Time, Texas, time in Texas. And I see we're down here on the, and the bar is moved down on the bottom. That's interesting. And so thank you. The way to join us, for those who are in the dial pad meeting room, please take down this telephone number because the dial pad meeting room is going to be discontinued. Next week will be the last week. The telephone number that you need to call next week and from now on to join by telephone is 669. That's 669. And after 669, it's 900. Let's start over. The telephone number is 669 900 6833. That's right. 669 900 6833. And then when you're prompted, you want to enter the meeting ID number, which that number is 874 and 8491 1435. Again, 874 8491 1435. That's the meeting room ID number. Then you press the pound sign 2 times and enter the passcode 9999. That's how to join this broadcast over the telephone, because we have a lot of people who like to join over the telephone. We have a lot of people who like to join over Zoom and a lot of people who like to join over YouTube. Just know that the Zoom and YouTube, there will be a video, audio video available of the broadcast. And in the dial pad meetings room, there will be an audio available and screen capture, hopefully, if it doesn't crash. But right now, everything is working well in the dial pad meeting room. And we are just getting started. So let's get over here to Prophet Elijah out there in Pike Road, Alabama, at the Word of Life Ministry. And let's get a opening prayer. Prophet Elijah, are you there? I do not hear Prophet Elijah.
Yes, sir. I'm here. I'm here.
I hear you loud and clear, sir. Okay, now that I know that you are there, let's give out a few numbers here so people will know how to reach us. My telephone number is 503-362-5899. That's my telephone number is 503-362-5899. My email address is the same as the website where all my work is published, and you can go there and get a treasure house full of information. And that is herbalhealthreview.com, the website herbalhealthreview.com. My email address is Truman@herbalhealthreview.com. Truman, Truman @herbalhealthreview.com. Please email me anytime. I answer my emails. I try to answer all the emails every day. I've been backed up quite a bit lately, but I'm getting a handle on it. So please stay with me. I will answer every email, every call. Lately, we've had a lot of calls and a lot of emails. So anyway, those are the ways to reach me, and the way to reach Prophet Elijah is at the Word of Life Ministry in Pike Road, Alabama. And his telephone number is 334-868-3881. That's 334-868-3881. And now everybody's got the numbers. Prophet Elijah, my dear brother, could you please give us an opening prayer?
Certainly. Romans chapter 8, verse 20 through 22. For the creation was subject to fertility, not willingly, but because of him who subjected it in hope, because the creation itself also will be delivered from the bondage of corruption into glorious liberty of the children of the Most High God. For we know that the whole creation groans and labors with birth pains together until now. The one concern of the devil is to keep us from praying. He knows without prayer there is no power. He fears nothing from prayerless studies, prayerless works, prayerless religion. He laughs at our toil, mocks at our wisdom, but trembles when we pray. The Most High God, Dr. Burris, and I, Prophet Elijah, exalt you today. Thank you for your grace and mercy. May it follow us all the days of our life. Bless Discoverers in Health, Good Shepherd Ministries, Better Health Herbs, and Word of Life Ministries, also the listeners. We cry out against the things that are happening as we speak: extortion, undesirable and harmful things that are becoming a common occurrence. Widespread robbery has become an epidemic. The poor, the needy, the elderly are abused. Homelessness is on the rise, even in our own backyard. Most High God, you have said that you look for someone to stand up for you against all this, to repair the defense of the city, to take a stand for you and stand in the gap to protect this land so that you would not have to destroy it. You said that you could not find anyone, no one. I ask that you have mercy on our souls. And I say, send me, so be it.
So be it. Thank you so much for that.
So be it.
So be it. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you very clear.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for that opening prayer. And folks, please stay with us. At the end of the broadcast, Prophet Elijah will give us a closing prayer, and then we will open up all the microphones, both on dial pad and over here in Zoom and YouTube, and we will be asking you to pray with us and give thanks at the end of the broadcast. And so at the end of the broadcast, Prophet Elijah will be back with a closing prayer. For now, let's open up the microphones for anyone who has a question, a comment, a suggestion. Maybe you'd like to learn something today, or maybe you're curious about if you know someone who might be taking this remedy or that remedy, and maybe they need more help, or maybe it's not working, or maybe it's working just great, then we could use a testimonial. But otherwise, then we need to find out what may be helpful. We don't prescribe, we don't diagnose. This is Discoveries in Health Discussions. We discuss natural remedies. We don't prescribe, we don't diagnose. So please don't ask us about your particular health problem. Let's talk about a particular health problem, and so that we avoid any evil people from construing that we are diagnosing or prescribing when we are discussing natural remedies. And that being said, if there's anyone that has a question, a topic, or a suggestion, please open your microphone right now and let us know what you would like to learn or know today about natural remedies. And I don't see any mics coming open over here. And I'm looking over at the dial pad meetings room, and I don't see anybody with any questions or suggestions. So that
I have a question, Dr. Truman.
Yes, hello. Go ahead.
So, I would like to know, for a person who may be dealing with a little bit of like trauma or anxiety, a little down.
Yes, and there's plenty of that going around these days with all the things that are going on. So we need to know about natural remedies for trauma and anxiety, stress. Is that what we need to do here? Sounds like it. So
Yes.
let's do it. Let's get right over to that. I'm over here on the website, herbalhealthreview.com, and I'm clicking on common conditions. I'm looking at the room here, and I'm looking at all the ways to join the broadcast, over your computer, cell phone, etc. And then I'm clicking on common conditions, and common conditions. Okay. And when I click on common conditions, I need to close here. We've got cookies open. Now we can click on common conditions, and let's take a look at the natural remedies for emotional trauma. Yes, go ahead. Hello. 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 I heard my name. Did somebody have a question or a comment? Your mic went silent. So please, if there's Got a question or comment, please unmute your microphone. And okay, then in the meantime, we're going to continue talking about anxiety, depression, PTSD, because it's affecting a lot of people. There's so much going on right now, you know, with the war in the Ukraine, and so much going on with evil politicians in high places here in the United States, and spies who've become mayors and governors and who knows what here in America. Open borders just invites criminals to cartels and so forth to be, it helps them to be more criminal. And we have people in high places who are continuing to keep the chaos coming to the world from the United States, and what we're doing and what we're not doing. We've got to do better. And it's not we the people, it's we the politicians, because the politicians have put themselves in control like a bunch of kings and queens and governors and governesses of the people, and with a lot of things that are going on that shouldn't be. And it's causing anxiety. It's causing depression. It's causing a higher rate of suicides. It's causing children to become confused in a world that is doing terrible things. And then you have these evil people who have gotten into the schools. The schools, you send your child to school, they come back telling you, I can't tell you this. I'm not allowed to tell you this. I'm told by my teachers that you're not supposed to know what's going on in our classroom about this or that or the other, because that's the kind of thing that's going on in our schools. Our schools are not safe for children because of the things that are taught there. And the government has gone just absolutely bonkers, and you know it, and I know it, and so yeah, and people are having a lot of anxiety, depression, PTSD. They're upset, and they have every right to be. And if you're not upset about what's going on right now, it's because you're not understanding what's going on right now, or you're a part of it. And there are a lot of people out there who's doing that as well. You know, because depression itself it can be traumatic. It can be mild. It can be severe depression, ranging from you can't sleep to suicidal thoughts. The causes of depression include chronic stress, nutritional deficiencies. People aren't eating right. They're eating all the things that are comfort foods, and they're not nourishing the body. They're not rehydrating correctly, and then they are doing things that they wouldn't normally do because of chronic stress, nutritional deficiencies, too much sugar, processed junk foods, allergies, illnesses, thyroid imbalance, lack of sunlight, and certain drugs are causing these things. Diet is critical. A high intake of sugar and fat cause fatigue and sluggish circulation. A balance of complex carbohydrates, sugars, and proteins is most appropriate to maintain alertness. You've got to have a balance. You can't have too many carbohydrates. You can't have too many proteins. Your body is in balance. Everything is in balance and has to maintain a balance. It's most these balance of carbohydrates, sugars, and proteins is most appropriate to maintain alertness and a quiet ease. Contrary to the popular misconceptions about anxiety disorders today, anxiety disorder is not a purely biochemical or medical disorder. Currently, there are three main schools. The three main schools of thought regarding the etiology of anxiety disorders. The biological theory includes the genetic predisposition in panic disorder and presupposes a chemical balance, a chemical imbalance in the brain. That's the biological theory. The psychodynamic theory looks at, and we have an open mic there in Louisiana. Thank you for joining us on dial pad. And okay. And so we're talking about this psychodynamic theory. This theory looks at childhood issues as as the cause. And the behavioral theory, the third theory, the behavioral theory is it sees the cause of panic disorder as it sees it as a learned behavior included in our negative thought patterns, according to Fox Barker, 1997. Disorders, specific phobia, social phobia, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, acute stress disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, anxiety disorder due to a general medical condition, substance-induced anxiety disorder, and anxiety disorder not otherwise specified. Of this list, there are 5 major anxiety disorders, which are panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, and generalized anxiety disorder. So that's to describe depression, which can be mild to severe, ranging from sleeping disorders to suicidal thoughts. And there are scientists now that they are telling us since 19 October 2016, they have identified the physical source of depression in the brain, according to Peter Doc Krill. Depression isn't just all in your head. There is a physical source of depression in the brain, say these scientists. And it goes on to describe that, but it's a bit complicated, and I don't think it is something that we can get into, although I can send you that full report, including the University of Warwick and so forth, and the findings that are reported in the brain. But that would be for that I can send to you. I can send you the complete report, and it is available on the website, herbalhealthreview.com, and you click on common conditions, and you click on anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Now, one of the key things with trauma and mental disorders is diet. So let's take a look at the diet. Ailments, sickness, and disease are most commonly caused by and or exacerbated by our lifestyle choices. And when you're depressed and you have anxiety, you're not making very good lifestyle choices. And ingesting plenty of clean water with organic nutrient and dense foods and supplements, and getting plenty of rest and exercising regularly, and avoiding things like processed foods and drugs and alcohol and excessive device time, like watching too much television or playing too many games, just being obsessed in that. Those things can dramatically increase our quality of life and our overall lifespan. So you can't just say, you know, I can eat anything I want to eat. You can't. I can't. I feel like Superman as long as I have a super diet. If I don't eat and have a super diet, I can't be 81 years old and feel powerful and feel like I'm ready to go enjoy my great grandchildren who are soon to give me some great grandchildren. And it should be for everyone that when they get as old as I am, they should feel as good as I do, because you shouldn't get old and sick, because getting old and sick is no fun at all. Getting old is bad enough because your body's dying. Getting old and sick, that's a miserable way to live. But you don't have to be, because you need to take responsibility. And the first thing is make sure you're putting good things into your body. So there's a complete diet system, and it's called Make Lifestyle Changes. And it isn't just for people who have depression, anxiety, PTSD, or other mental challenges. It isn't just for them. It's for everyone. It's for everyone to learn how to nourish your body so you don't get sick. We got people who are very, very young who are not nourishing their body, and they're very, very sick, and they don't know what to do about it. And they don't know how to make a comeback from it. And I do. Because I help people do that every day. I help people who have stage 4 cancer, and they come back to me and they tell me, I don't have stage 4, I don't have cancer anymore. They can't find it, but they're still looking, and they want to keep making more tests and more tests and more tests and keep you coming back year after year, even though you don't have cancer. But God does the healing. See, that's the key. People, call me up and they thank me. All praises go to the Most High God. That's who's doing the healing. But I'm pointing the way because I'm spirit-filled and spirit-led. I've died to this world, and I'm living in spirit. And I'm sharing how to do that, how to be old and powerful, be strong, and have rippled muscles and a hard body when you're in your 80s. That's the way it should be. But people don't know how to eat. Let Let me share that with you because it's the most important thing you can learn is how to become, how to have a power diet. It's called Make Lifestyle Changes Diet System. And then we're going to get into anxiety and depression and the remedies for it. But the first remedy is make lifestyle changes. So I'm clicking on that report and I'm looking for it. Yeah, looking for it. There it goes. So, and it's not going to give it to me. It's sending me to a different report, and it shouldn't, but that's okay. I know how to get out of here. I'm going to go back down to the side panel here, and I'm going to click on that because that Make Lifestyle Changes button works, but the one in that report, the Make Lifestyle Changes button, it did not work. I have to fix it because I'm the one that created this website and everything that's on it. And I manage it, and it's a lot of work. I mean, I have spent years polishing and publishing and making sure you're getting the latest information. And the latest information in diet is since October 9, 2019. Changing your diet can help bring down depression. It can boost your mood, according to NPR. A randomized controlled trial evaluating how a Mediterranean-style diet affects young adults has linked eating more fruits and vegetables with a reduction in symptoms of depression, stress, and anxiety. An observation that may be due to the changes in the gut microbiome. So that's it. There are a lot of studies, and they say the same thing. Eating a good diet, a balanced diet, is going to change your mood. It's going to put you, if you're eating too much sugar, if you're eating too much protein, if you're not eating right and you're not nourishing your body and it's begging you for more nourishment and you're not listening, that causes depression, anxiety, trauma, stress. So diet is where you start with everything. If there's cancer, where do you start? Diet. If there's kidney disorders, where do you start? Diet. You got it. Diet. That's it. And so what is this diet? What's so great about this diet? Drink half your weight in ounces daily of pure spring water with minerals. That's right. You want natural spring water with minerals in it. And you want to start every morning with about 16 ounces of that water. And you want to take a real organic lemon, and you want to cut a nice thick slice of it and squeeze it into that water, because that's going to flush out your kidneys and your urinary tract. It's going to drive that water more alkaline. And alkalinity is what your body needs to become. It needs to be 60% alkaline and 40% acid, unless you have cancer. If you have cancer, then you need to be 75% alkaline and 25% acid. And we'll show you how you do that. But it starts with that water and that lemon, and you're flushing out your kidneys gently. And if you ever really want to flush them out, you got any kind of a kidney problem, you want to flush your kidneys out, well, about a half of a lemon, wait an hour or two, and have another half a lemon and 12 ounces of water. Hour or two later, another half a lemon squeezed, and so you got the juice in another 12 ounces of water. And you do that 2 or 3 times, it will flush the kidneys out. I mean, you're gonna and make sure you're rehydrating. Make sure you're giving your body enough water to flush out the kidneys. You can't just stop right there. 12 ounces of water here and 12 ounces of water there. That's no. You got to have half your body weight in ounces of quality liquids like water, very little juice. It's too much fruit juice. And no, when you're going to have juice, no concentrates. You want the real thing. That's right. You want real juice, not juice concentrate. And okay, now, so that's it. So now you're really starting your day, 16 ounces of water, half your body weight in ounces of liquids throughout the day. And you want to stop all of that liquids 2 hours before bed. Why? Because if you continue drinking liquids right up to your bedtime, you are going to have to get up in the middle of the night. But if you stop drinking glasses of liquids because you drank half your body weight during the day, if you've done that during the day, then cut it off 2 hours before bed. Stop drinking liquids, then you don't have to get up in the middle of the night. However, if you've neglected or wasn't able to get enough water during the day and you're thirsty and it's 2 hours before bed, drink the water. That it's more important for you to get that water in there than for you to be dehydrated and then try to sleep dehydrated. That's no fun. And people do it all the time. They'll drink alcohol and alcohol and alcohol, and then they'll go to bed and they're all dehydrated and they haven't had any water, but they had plenty of alcohol. Man, are they dehydrated? They wake up with a dry mouth, and pretty soon after a while, the kidneys are aching them and they don't know why. So much for water, so much for liquids. One of the most important nutrients now that you can take every morning, and I did all these things already. I just did that. And that is to get B12 and folic acid drops and put half a dropper full under your tongue. And it's got to be the real B12, methyl B12. See, cyclocobalamin, that's fake B12. Methyl cyclocobalamin, that's real B12. And that's what's in this B12. It's methyl cyclocobalamin. That's B12. And when you add the folic acid, what you have with B12 and folic acid is something that is going to rejuvenate every cell in your body. And if it's rejuvenating every cell in your body, you're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel stronger. So what else can you do besides something that's going to rejuvenate every cell in your body, like B12 and folic acid drops, half a dropper full 3 times a day? Next most important thing you could possibly put in your mouth is that liquid sunshine. Now, there's vitamin D drops and vitamin D tablets and all that kind of stuff, but these vitamin D3, it's often in a gel cap. Now, there are a lot of people for various reasons, they don't want animal gels. They want just the plain drops. So the only place I found it is right here on this website, and you can click on it. You see, when it says use everyday liquid sunshine, vitamin D3, 50 drops, which is 50,000 IUs, one time daily for the first 15 days. 16th day, don't take 50,000 on the 16th day, take 10,000, which is 10 drops, because each drop is 1,000. So everyday liquid sunshine, 50 drops, which is 50,000 IUs one time daily for 15 days. On the 16th day, then take 10 drops, which is 10,000 every day. And you want to do that at the beginning of spring and the beginning of fall. That is an immune booster that when you look in the breast and all cancer report, it's telling about vitamin D3 and it's citing a study that says vitamin D3, especially in the dosages I just mentioned, will slash the risk of cancer by 77%. That is incredible. Now, you're never going to hear anything like that from the Cancer Society because they'd go out of business if anybody like me got found out, that cancer is unnecessary. Diabetes is unnecessary. And especially in about 30 days. When you get into this diet, and then you get into all the things you can do for cancer, all the things you could do for diabetes, in 30 days, it's just gone. And that's the work of the Most High God. So vitamin D3, every 6 months, just, at the beginning of spring, when trying to get used to all the pollens and everything, and you're going to boost your immune system. At the beginning of fall, when it's flu season starting, boom, you're energizing your immune system and slashing the risk of cancer by 77% and becoming so powerful that if you have COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, lung problems and so forth, it enables you to get over those kinds of things. When you do this, B12 folic acid, that's going to rejuvenate every cell in your body. Vitamin D3 is going to increase your immune system to where if you get the flu, you get over it in 3 days. I've had the flu. I had COVID in December 2019. Then I had it again 6 months later. Then I had it again 6 months later. I had it about 3-4 times and got over it every time. All it did was make my immune system stronger. Now, I don't think I could even get it. Now, the next thing you want to know about is something that's for stress, because stress is a big problem. So what they do in the military, if a guy comes flying in a jet and he says, I can't fly any more missions, I've flown too many missions, I've had it. They say, come here, and give him some pregnenolone. Pregnenolone is the mother of all hormones. It takes away stress. It makes you feel powerful. And it's an inexpensive hormone called pregnenolone. Typically taken at about 30 milligrams daily, but there are those settings, perhaps with these military pilots, they may take as much as 700 milligrams are reported for best absorption under the tongue. But that's exactly what happens in 10 minutes after giving the pilot a good shot of pregnenolone. They hop back in that jet and they fly a few more missions. So that's a stress reducer, an inexpensive one, by the way. And by the way, and here's a complete report below that, all the benefits of pregnenolone. Oh, and then here's another super energizer. It's called fulvic acid. It's got a lot of names. Hyaluronic acid, shilajit. This is a tonic in a liquid. So you take a teaspoon of that one time a day and under the tongue, and it gives you super nutrition, vitamins, and minerals. Loaded with energy, fulvic acid. Inexpensive because it comes from dirt. It's what all of the vegetable plant matter, when it got into the earth, it breaks down and becomes fulvic acid, shilajit, hyaluronic acid. Fulvic acid, incredible nutrition powerhouse, very inexpensive. Then you want to have a really good quality vitamin, multiple vitamin. One of the best and least expensive is called Miracle 2000. You take it 1 ounce a day, and I like to split it up. Take a ½ ounce in the morning, ½ an ounce in the evening, and as a liquid, it goes directly in your mouth, mixes with the enzymes under your tongue. You hold it there, swish it around a little bit, and swallow it. Now you've got all the enzymes. They're activating all the nutrients. That's the way to do it. And liquids are much better than tablets and capsules. Anytime you can get a liquid, put it in your mouth, and you want to mix all the liquids together, except one liquid you don't. Mushrooms. Mushrooms are made with, they're extracted with apple cider vinegar, if they know what they're doing. If you get a mushroom that is not an apple cider vinegar extract, it's useless, because it can't have alcohol. So that's why you can't put mushroom liquid that's made and extracted with apple cider vinegar. You can't mix that with your other liquids, but all the other tinctures that are made with alcohol or non-alcohol, you can mix those, because it's just mushrooms don't like alcohol. So these are little things you have to know when you invent natural medicines. So I want to make sure you knew that. Mushrooms, all the other liquids, and all the other liquids, you can put them in 1 cup and sip on it and get it down, you know, swish it around and get it down. Just chase it with some water, very little juice. Now, the multiple vitamin, you can take 1 ounce 1 time in the morning, or ½ an ounce in the morning and ½ an ounce at night. And then there's something called colostrum. And this is all in this Make Lifestyle Changes diet system. The colostrum, that's what comes into mom's breast with a little bit of milk and the colostrum. And that's the first thing that baby gets. And the colostrum immunizes the baby and builds up their immune system. Sometimes people, their immune system over the course of time is depressed, not working so well. They're always sick. They get every cold, every flu. They always feel rough. And it's hard to get through the day. And they take colostrum, 1 capsule morning, 1 capsule in the evening, and that will boost the immune system for those who need to boost the immune system. Then there's a product called Nice Bones. Let's click on one of these, because you can click on any of these. And here's what happens. I'm going to click on Nice Bones. Okay. Open the link in a new tab. All right. Loading it up. And here it is. It comes up. Now, here's the thing. You see, what makes this system different than any other system in the United States of America is that no one has reports that are going to tell you all the things that you need to know that may help you, and you click on them. It's not supposed to, according to the government of the United States and their rogue agency called the FDA. They say you're not supposed to be able to have a website that gives you all the information. So that website, herbalhealthreview.com, it's been banned. That website was banned, closed by the FDA. According to them, and they took me to court. They said, you can't do that. And I said, why not? Why can't we tell people what these things are and that they may help them? We're not promising cures. We're just showing people what might help them. And then, no, you can't do that. And you can't call anything a name that makes any sense to a person. If your product was for cancer, that helped people, was for cancer support, you can't say that. You can't say that on the label. That's forbidden. It's like this website, herbalhealthreview.com. It's forbidden. You're not supposed to be able to get that information. And so they made it rough on me for a couple of years, and they filed so much paperwork and against me that I looked like I must have been a high profile criminal or something. And when the judge saw what they were trying to do, judge laid into them and chastised them, criticized them, told the FDA to call her on the telephone if they have anything else to say, and get out of the courtroom. Oh, and call her on the telephone, because you're never coming back here. You're never filing any more paperwork, and leave Dr. Burst alone. And leave the website alone, because they said, oh no, he can't have that website. Guess what? I don't own it. So they couldn't take it away from me. I don't own a house. I used to, but if I did, they'd take it away from me. I can't do anything or have any wealth. You know, I live hand to mouth, and I'm always looking for the FDA or one of their bullies to come through the door and take me out. It's the way I live, because that's what that's when you offend the federal government, they couldn't come after me anymore, or at least they couldn't come after me visibly. They came after my family. They've made things so rough and so difficult that if I wasn't spirit-filled and spirit-led, I couldn't be here. I couldn't take it. But I'll never quit. I work for Jesus Christ, Yeshua. He's my savior. How are you going to quit? I'm not going to do it. So anyway, what you just saw me do was I clicked on a product in that report, and I'm looking at what Nice Bones is. Nice Bones is calcium and magnesium. And you need calcium and magnesium. You need about 1 in the morning, about 2 in the evening. That gives you a big load of calcium and magnesium. And like all the products that are on this website, it's not supposed to exist, and nothing is supposed to be linked to it. The average size, 3 vegetarian tablets, if you're taking 3 of those, 1 in the morning and 2 at night, you're getting 1,000 IUs of vitamin D, which is wonderful. And a little extra is not going to hurt you. And then it's got calcium that is multiply chelated as a carbonate, citrate, and aspartate chelation. In other words, that calcium is so chelated, you're going to absorb all of it, and you're going to absorb 1,200 milligrams with 3 tablets, 1 in the morning and 2 at night. Then the magnesium, it's going to give you about 600 milligrams. And that may not be enough. So you may need extra magnesium if, even at that dose, if you have any cramping, then take extra magnesium, but don't take extra calcium. And you can take extra magnesium as much as 3 times the amount that you're getting here. In other words, instead of 600 milligrams, you want to slowly increase it until you do not have any cramping at night or during the day. Because magnesium relaxes every muscle in your body. It will even relax the muscles in your body so much that your bowel movements will become softer and softer. So just take enough magnesium to keep the bowel movement soft and to never have cramping. Okay. Personally, I take a lot of magnesium. It takes a lot of magnesium because I sit for hours and hours and hours. I sit for so many hours and so many days. recently when I finally got up and I went for a walk, I could hardly walk. I said, well, I guess I pushed it a bit too far. I need to sit here and help one person after another person or after another person, but I've got to go for a walk. So I started going for a walk again, and I started out, I was walking like a broke down old man. After 2 days, I could walk normally again. So I'm going to continue to, I have so many people to help. It's hard to get up and even go get a meal because I just want to help one more person, and it goes on until finally, it can be 12 hours later. But I'm getting a little exercise now. I'm not gonna sit here until I can't walk anymore. I'm not gonna do that again. We all have things we have to do, we have these challenges. But anyway, this is what you needed to know, is that you can get out of the report and you can go over to the manufacturer and you can put this into a shopping cart and order it, if you want it. You just go right here and you can buy with GPay, or you can add to your cart, and then you can, and the discount code when it comes to checkout is GOCC. That will take 20% off of whatever's in your shopping cart. And I get nothing from the sale of any product. I'm not selling any product, but I would be remiss if I just talked about a product and didn't give you a way to get it, and especially at a discount besides, and high quality product that a higher quality product you can't get. I mean, this is the best. And so that's what I did. So now let's get back over to the report. And when we're looking at anything in these reports, like the Make Lifestyle Changes, you can click on it and you can order it and you can get a discount. That is a complete system that no one in the United States except this website and me, that's the only time you're going to see this. That's right. Illegal for anybody to do that. That's why you've never heard of this system or this information, because no one is allowed to talk to you and tell you that except me. And that's why they don't like me. And that's why I keep watching every move and listening to every noise to see if they're going to see if or when, more like when. So now we're talking about nice bones. But here's the thing about calcium. You hear about people, they're taking calcium, but they're not getting it. And they still have osteoporosis and bone disorders and weak fingernails and hair, and they're just not absorbing it. The reason why they're not absorbing their calcium is it's getting trapped in the tissues on its way to the hair, teeth, fingernails, bones. It's not getting there. It's getting trapped in the tissue. But there's a way to release it. If you're not getting your calcium and you fear osteoporosis or bone disorders, you need to find out about the next thing on our list over here in anxiety and depression, or in Make Lifestyle Changes. And that's betaine HCl. Betaine HCl. One with each meal will break down that meal with enzymes so you can digest everything. And it has a particular enzyme called pepsin, which is derived from pepsinogen. So in the betaine HCl, it's going to have pepsinogen. The pepsinogen is going to break down to pepsin. The pepsin is going to be an enzyme that unlocks all the calcium in the tissues, and it gets to the bone, hair, teeth, fingernails. Then you got powerful fingernails, strong hair, strong bones. And Oh, that betaine HCl, the betaine HCl, it'll also get rid of acidosis. GERD, gas acid reflux. People have GERD, acid reflux. Take two of them with a glass of water, about 12 ounces. 2 with 12 ounces of water. 10 minutes later, no GERD, no acidosis. Now, I had recently had someone call me up and their stomach was on fire inside. I mean, it was just they were very, very painful, what they had to go through. So I told them about the GERD, but that wasn't the answer for them. They needed to know about slippery elm bark, because slippery elm bark, that puts out the fire and is nutrition. Slippery elm bark. Take a teaspoon of it, stir it up in some water, and spoon it and get it down. It will take care of acid stomach. Then the betaine will get rid of acid stomach. Enough about betaine. Vitamin C. Every 4 hours, your body requires 3,000 milligrams of vitamin C. So take 3,000 milligrams in the morning, 3,000 milligrams at night. Now you have more than enough vitamin C to heal tissue, which is what vitamin C is. It's a tissue healer. Okay? If you're all bruised up, bunged up, or whatever it is, vitamin C. Got a cold, flu, whatever it is, take vitamin C. And especially 3,000 milligrams in the morning, 3,000 milligrams at night, bingo. Now you got a powerful amount. The father of vitamin C, Linus Pauling, he took 14,000 milligrams of vitamin C every day. He died, I think he was 98 or something when he passed. One of the most important things you can learn about is a probiotic. A probiotic is the natural bacteria that is in your tummy. But for most everyone, it goes out of balance. It can go out of balance overnight. And where you used to have plenty of good, friendly bacteria to break down your food, now you only got the kind of bacteria that causes fungal infections. So you don't have a balance anymore. It can happen overnight. So every morning, you take one very powerful probiotic with 10 different strains of bacteria, friendly bacteria, and 50 billion strength. That's powerful. One every morning, unless you've got athlete's foot, fungus infection, Candida albicans, yeast infections, then one in the morning and one at night until it's gone. Then back to one. In other words, once that clears up, about a week, one probiotic, 1050 capsule, one in the morning and one at night if you've got any kind of a fungal infection, until you don't. Then just one in the morning. So, and here's a list in here also of natural antibiotics. If you're told that you need an antibiotic, you might want to look at all the side effects of the 6 or 7 antibiotics that might work, because that's all there is in the medical industry. Well, pharmaceutical industry, all they have is 6 or 7 antibiotics that may work for you. And then they may not. And they're overprescribed on all kinds of things that they never were supposed to be prescribed for. Doctors were just prescribing antibiotics left and right until people became antibiotic resistant. And I told them that would happen. And I preached about it 60 years ago on the radio. And Very few people listened. And they just kept right on taking those antibiotics and going to their doctor, because people are trained to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. And if you say, oh, I'm going to go to an herbalist, they say, what? Go to a doctor. You know, I want you to go to a doctor because that's, you know, their program. Go to the doctor, get a drug, have some surgeries, do whatever the doctor says. Even though you turn on the TV and it says, if you took this drug, call this attorney. If you took that drug, call that attorney. You got it. The FDA claims this is safe. They lie. They're like the CDC. Horrible liars. We've got so many bad people in high places. That's why we got so much trouble that won't go away. Then there's something here you should know about, and that is called MSM. MSM, methyl sulfonyl methane, means it's natural sulfur. This natural sulfur is like the same sulfur in garlic, only it's a massive amount. And when you take that, what that does, it's anti-aging. I'll say it again. It stops the aging process of the cell. It slows it down to where that cell can live much, much longer, because it keeps the cell wet, it keeps it young, and instead of drying up and dying, it's young and wet, and it's letting all the toxins out and letting all the nutrients in, and your skin looks, well, you don't look like you're an old, wrinkled up old person anymore, because MSM stops that. MSM keeps every cell in your body younger, longer, but there's a secret to taking it, and it isn't one capsule a day. That's so underdosed. MSM is so underdosed. Whenever I look at it, I cringe at the dosing on these little capsules of MSM. The secret to MSM is it's a detoxer, because it's detoxing your cell, every cell in your body, keeping it younger, longer, and wet and young, and letting the toxins out and let the nutrients in. And that's what it does. And it doesn't do anything to hurt you. But it's detoxing the cells. So you don't want to detox too quick, because then you don't feel well. So the way to do it is you start out with 1 level teaspoon of MSM powder. You get a pound of powder. It looks like a pound of sugar. Tastes a little bit bitter. You don't care. Just take a level teaspoon of it, put it in your mouth, chase it with water or juice or whatever beverage you drink. I take it with a power drink. And you do that with each meal. That's 3 teaspoons a day. 1 teaspoon 3 times a day to start, because you don't want to detox too quick. And that's for the first week. 1 teaspoon 3 times a day for the first week. 2 teaspoons with each meal the second week. 3 teaspoons with each meal the third week. 3 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon, a level tablespoon. And when you're at that dosage, it gets rid of aches and pains and arthritis and rheumatism. It's anti-inflammatory. It's anti-inflammatory because it's keeping the cells young that were dying and becoming inflamed. Now they're healthy, happy cells that are living much longer. And the aches and pains of sports or workouts, strenuous activities, that's reduced. So you wanted to know about MSM powder, because I take it every day. And that's how to use it. Now, we're talking about the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system, because that's where it starts. If you've got any anxiety, depression, or trauma, that's where you got to start. So now you're getting your diet right. So what's the next thing to do? Now that you've got all these super nutrients and man, you're feeling great and you're ending this thing that you've done in the morning with a cup of daily health tea with pau de arco bark and a little bit of stevia to give it a nice mellow sweetness, and a cinnamon and raspberry and orange and ginger. That's what daily health tea spice tastes like. All natural, all delicious, a blood cleaner. In South America, they use it for cancer. You can't say it's used for cancer in the United States of America because the FDA is bought and paid for. Yeah, that's right. I'll say it again. They're on the payroll of the pharmaceutical industry. They don't work for you. They work for the pharmaceutical industry. And that's why they okay all the drugs to keep you sick and kill you because they're highly paid to just push them through. And then start seeing all these notices. If you took this drug, call that attorney, took that drug, call the other attorney, et cetera, et cetera. No wonder people have anxiety and depression because they can see what's going on. But it's not that you should accept that because you're spirit-filled and spirit-led and you believe in Jesus Christ, Yeshua. And if you believe in the Most High God and you believe in the Son, then you rest upon it. I'm resting upon it. I couldn't go on if I couldn't do it. If I wasn't spirit-filled and spirit-led, I just lay down. I would lay down and not get up because it's not good. It's not good out there. But my relationship with the Most High is beautiful. And that it gives me peace because no matter what, I'm resting in Jesus Christ, Yeshua. Written Yeshua. So the next thing you're going to learn, first you learned all the things that are going to make you powerful. And one of the things is drinking plenty of water. Okay, now, now the next part of this is a whole food, plant-based diet system, which is the healthiest diet system. A whole food, plant-based diet. So it starts with a power drink, which I had earlier, which is the only thing I've had all day, is that power drink. But it gives you so much energy. That's all I needed. That's all I need. And it keeps me perfectly slender. So at 81, I have an alligator stomach, striated muscles on my arms, big muscled arms at 81. I'm not bragging. I'm grateful. I'm thankful to the Most High God. In Yeshua's name. So a whole food plant-based diet, what is that? Well, that's what we're going to get into. And that's what you need to find out about, because that's what's going to give you the most energy and the most nutrition. And it's going to be very inexpensive because you're going to get all this power from what you're putting in your body, and you're not burning a bunch of things like trying to burn up some foods that you shouldn't be putting in there. So when hungry, you eat some fruit, a banana, mango, cantaloupe, melons, berries. Those are some of the most healthful foods. And when hungry, and it's time for a cereal blender drink that is really delicious, and it's made with organic almond milk, or organic almonds, or hemp, or flax, or nut, or any seed milk. And coconut milk is one of the best things you can use because it'll rehydrate you and give you all the electrolytes. That's right. So I drink a lot of coconut water, and I found a coconut water says pressed on the label. The only coconut water on the shelf in many, many supermarkets. I've been in a lot of them, and they all carry pressed coconut. And the pressed coconut is pressing the meat, the gel, and the water all together. And it is rich. It is really delicious, and it will rehydrate you. That's the name of the game. Stay rehydrated. So I've been making my blender drink with coconut water, pressed coconut water. It doesn't say pressed, it's not pressed. Now, there's a recipe here, how to make your own almond milk. And then you're putting cinnamon, and if you want, chocolate or pure cacao, and some vanilla. And now you've really got it tasting good, your coconut water. And then you start adding organic flax, sesame, sunflower, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, any seeds and any nuts that you like, especially almonds and walnuts. And then you start adding these. So now you've got vanilla, maybe chocolate, maybe not, cinnamon, and all these seeds in there, and you've got your coconut water, and you're adding milk thistle seed powder because it's going to give you a brand new liver by 60% every 120 days. A brand new liver. Milk thistle seed extract and milk thistle seed powder will do that. It will also coat over your liver, and it'll stop all the allergens from getting through. So you're not getting allergic reactions, and it's just putting whatever's giving you an allergic reaction, it's putting it right into the bowel and getting rid of it. Milk thistle seed. It covers over the liver and protects it from poison, literally. Amanita mushroom poisoning will kill you unless you know about milk thistle seed. And if you go to the doctor, even the pharmacist doesn't have a remedy for that. Said there's nothing you can do. Oh, except milk thistle seed extract or powder. And they'll give you capsules or tablets or liquid. And from the doctor, a medical doctor. But when you take it, coats over the liver. The amanita poisons that would kill you can't get in the liver. It is pushed right out the bowel. Important. And it gives you a brand new liver by 60% every 120 days. So that's why milk thistle seed powder is so important. Then there's maca root powder for stamina and endurance. There's organic raw protein. And then there's Truman's Super Green Foods. Yes, I invented it. I also invented this whole formulation. But the Super Green Foods, man, that's the one thing that if I don't get those Super Green Foods, I notice that I just don't quite have that super energy that I normally have if I don't take my super green foods. And you can get the super green foods as a liquid or a powder. And that's it. So you got that, all that, and then you're putting in fresh, dried, or frozen things like raisins with seeds, mangoes, pineapples, cherries, blueberries, cranberries, or any organic fruit, fresh or frozen. And I make a blender drink, a little bullet blender drink. And the first time I'm starting out, I've got all the protein powders and all that kind of stuff in there, and my super green foods, of course. And then I add as many seeds as I possibly can. And I take that down a little bit, add more coconut water, and start adding some nuts like almonds and walnuts and all kinds of nuts. And I just keep adding a little bit of these things until I got the whole kind of, and I keep drinking it down and adding things, drinking it down and adding some, and I keep changing it, and it changes until I finally gone through the full spectrum of adding all the kinds of things that I could add into the diet. See, these seeds are incredible. You know, the tiny size of a sesame seed hides a powerhouse of nutrients that belies its humble stature. In addition to having an almost complete protein profile, sesame seed, which is one of the oldest cultivated seeds in the world, contains high amounts of calcium and other minerals. And the fragrant oil, sesame oil from the seed, has been used in medicine and cuisine and perfumery since the time of ancient Egyptians, all of which take advantage of its unique properties. So that's the start of our whole food, plant-based meal plans and recipes, is a power drink that just gives you all this easy to burn nutrition. Then you want to know that a plant-based diet can help people with rheumatoid arthritis, says Medical News Today on October 4, 2019. A new review has linked a plant-based diet with a reduction in rheumatoid arthritis symptoms, most likely due to a systemic reduction in inflammation, or as a result, signifying promise for other patients dealing with autoimmune disorders. Plant-based diets. And hope. So now here is a link to whole food, plant-based diet meal plans. So you look at the meal plans, you pick the meals you like. Now you're getting not something you're supposed to eat, but something you like. You're getting foods you want. You're picking the whole food, plant-based diet meal plans. And here is a list of recipes. So now you got recipes to make your whole food that you like. Meal plans, recipes, power drink, super immune boosters. That's this system. It ends with your picking 60% of the foods you like and the recipes that you like. 60% needs to be alkaline unless you have cancer. And then you should make it 75% alkaline. The meal plans and the recipes, you're looking at these acid alkaline food charts, and you're picking 60% to 75% alkaline, or 40% if you're healthy, acid, or if there's really a problem with like cancer, then 25% acid. That's it. That's the acid alkaline food chart. And that is the diet system. Then it goes on in this Make Lifestyle Changes report to talk about the value of noni juice. It's a great nutrient. All about mangoes, how they help diabetes and cancer, to disappear. The Daily Health Tea, which is anti-cancer formula or anti-cancer herb in South America. But in America, it's shh, don't tell anybody that. And and it talks all about colloidal silver water and the generator and the fact that you need that acidophilus. And the ultimate cold flu remedy is CVFB gone. It has all these great nutrients and things that to help you. The Make Lifestyle Changer report is incredible. Tells you how to heal your gut, and even if you've got a really bad digestive system disorder, it talks about wild oregano oil. It talks about a system to unclog your liver, rejuvenate the bowel, and clean your blood. And it starts with milk thistle seed powder, milk thistle seed extract, and it talks about a colon and liver cleansing liquid that cleans up the bloodstream, cleans up the digestive tract, cleans up the liver, and then goes in and cleans out the bowel and gets rid of all the stuff that it cleaned up and takes it out the bowel. And this fiber special, the fiber powder that helps to get rid of the bad cholesterol. Fiber powder brings down the cholesterol. You want to use enough of the CAC liquid to make the bowel movements soft, so soft when you flush the toilet, they break up in a cloud. If they don't, and if you've got constipation, instead of CAC liquid to clean out the digestive tract and the bloodstream and the liver and the bowel, if you've got constipation, you want to come back over to the folks at betterhealthherbs.com that make and sell all the product, which I get nothing from. All I am here, the only thing I get is a donation. And I've been begging for 60 years for enough donations to help people. I never did get enough donations to help people. I never have. And I watched my family suffer while being beat up by the government. I try to help keep making these products. But when the credit card companies decide they're going to steal your money, like PayPal, and put you out of business, and then they're supposed to give it back to you in 3 months, and then they lie and they don't. And they take like $7,000 from you. And you take an order, somebody pays for it, they keep the money. And then we can't fill the order. And then you complain, and that gives them the right to steal more money. So I don't know how long we can continue or how I've done it for 60 years, but I really, at this moment, do not know if we can continue very much longer, as we never got enough donations to help all the people like we needed to do, because there's always been somebody from the government, from the financial system, to make it so tough you can't do your job. So this isn't a job that I would have, had I known how it was all going to turn out and how much punishment myself and my family have had to take in order to do this. I would have done it anyway, but whew, it's not fair. And that's the way it is. So we get back now to that, to the anxiety and depression, because we've given you the diet. Now you've done the main thing that's causing anxiety, depression, mental illness, and most of the diseases is diet. But don't forget, any illness is also spiritual. That's an evil spirit. Cancer, it's not your cancer, it belongs to the devil, and the devil has sent an evil spirit with cancer. And in the weakness of many, they can't fight it off. But you got to fight it off spiritually. Because if you don't accept Jesus Christ, and you're not recognizing, and you're just, and you're saying, my cancer, and it isn't yours anyway, it belongs to the devil. It's not your cancer. It's not your diabetes. It's not your high blood pressure. It's not your kidney problem. It's the devil's. It's spiritual. Return to sender in the name of Jesus Christ, Yeshua. And then change your diet. And then here's what else you can do. When there's anxiety, depression, trauma, and I'm looking for it. I clicked on what to do. It needs to come up. There we go. It finally came up. So the Most High had me create a formula for depression. And when I click on that depression formula, number 1144, gets rid of depression. So I'm going to look at it. Depression. I'm opening the link in a new tab, which means we're opening that up over there on betterhealthherbs.com, product number 1144. And the name that was allowed is mood care. It used to be called depression, but government said you can't say that. They'll know what it's good for. So mood care, maybe they'll never figure that out. So the government says you can do that. So it's called mood care instead of depression these days. Formula number 1144, they don't change the numbers, they just change the names. And they tell you, if you don't change the name, we're going to pour it all down the drain, close your doors, and put a lock on your door. That's right. That's your local FDA. Gotta keep drinking that water. And we come back over here after looking at a depression formula, the fact that you can order it in any size you want to, alcohol or non-alcohol.
Dr. Birch.
30 drops 3 times a day. Go ahead.
This is Prophet Elijah.
Yes, Prophet Elijah.
I just wanted to comment on what you just finished saying, that most people not even realizing this. When you made the statement that about emotional and spiritual issues, one of the greatest obstacles to face is emotional spiritual issues that many people have overcome in order to get well, but many people literally die of that cancer because they could not overcome anger, fear, feeling unloved, forgiveness, or other issues in their life. So I had to comment what you said because this is true.
Yes.
And just think of the possibility of the world without Prozac and Limter and insulin. Every person has an absolute miraculous healing system in his or her body that can heal any physical or non-physical issue that one might have. But it is called, what you talking about earlier, it is called your immune system. And we are born with a self-healing program inside, like you talked about, that is designed to be capable of fixing and correcting any problem before it becomes a problem. So I had to comment on that because you were right on target on that.
Yes, sir. It's so true. Thank you very much for helping me with that. And so we talked about depression, but what about anxiety? There are a lot of people that are just holding that anxiety in, and they can't let it out because otherwise it'll make it worse because of the people around them, the reaction, because these people probably causing the anxiety. And if she lets them know how successful they are, then they pile on more. Anxiety. Let's take a look at an anxiety herbal formulation that works. And so depression is called mood care, number 1144. If there's anxiety, you're taking 30 drops 3 times a day of number 1027. Number 1027, it's a name instead of, well, what it was, instead of anxiety formula, which is what it was named, so you'd know what it was for. They said, you can't say that. So the name on the bottle is Calm, C-A-L-M, Calm. And we've got an open mic over there in Georgia. Do you have a question, a topic, or a suggestion? Maybe not. Okay, I will mute your mic. And if you do have a question or a comment or a suggestion in Georgia, please open your mic and make your comment or suggestion. Wow. I'm clicking on, there it goes. It actually did it. Okay, now it undid it. Okay. All right, so calm. And what's in an anxiety formula called calm? That used to be called anxiety, but they didn't want you to know what it was for. The ingredients are skullcap leaf, passion flower. Passion flower is really interesting. Skullcap is a great sedative, but passion flower is the only sedative that doesn't make you sleepy. So you can take it during the day, and or if you're driving, and it's not going to put you to sleep. It's going to calm the nervous system. That's passion flower. But skullcap leaf, that's going to make you, that's going to sedate you. It's going to calm you down. Passion flower is going to help calm you down. And valerian root is very powerful in calming the nervous system. Mistletoe leaf calms the nervous system. Hops flower calms the nervous system and even makes you a little sleepy. That's why they put it, that's why they make beer from hops flower. And that's why a lot of people like it, because it's calming. Hops flower is calming. Sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla is going to give you some natural iodine. That's right. It's going to calm the nervous system. Sarsaparilla helps to get rid of anemia. It gets rid of, sarsaparilla gets rid of hidden anxiety, hidden depression that you can't get rid of. You're just hanging on to this hidden depression and anxiety. And sarsaparilla root, not to be confused, don't confuse it with sassafras or sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla root is an amazing herb. that can do miraculous things for people with with anxiety, depression, trauma, and it's in there. Another one is kava kava root. Kava kava root, taking enough of it will make your arms and legs go numb. I mean, it will. Gary once came to me, and he was telling me that he helped somebody move, and he said, "Man, it was like about 8 hours of just lifting heavy things and lifting them, carrying them, and putting them down." He said, "I am so sore." And I said, "Come here," and I gave him 2 squirts of kava kava under his tongue. And he said, "What was that?" And I said, "That's kava kava, kava kava root. It'll help." I checked back with him in about 5 minutes. I said, "How are your sore, aching arms?" He said, "I can't feel them." Kava kava root. It will numb things out. Catnip leaf is in here for anxiety. Catnip relaxes the stomach. Oh, there's cramp bark. If you're having so much anxiety, you're cramping up, it's got some cramp bark in there. It's got ginger root, red clover. The red clover is a muscle relaxant. And cayenne. The cayenne, the secret to cayenne is use a tiny amount, enough to stimulate and dilate every cell, to open them up, opens up the cell and lets all the other herbs in. That's why the cayenne's there. A very tiny amount will do that. And lobelia leaf is a relaxant that is an herb that is a general lobelia. Takes and orders all the herbs we just talked about. It takes them where they're supposed to go and orders them to do what they're supposed to do. That's what lobelia does. St. John's wort is a particular herb for depression. But if you have a sun sensitivity, you have to be careful of St. John's wort leaf. Then there's borage leaf, which is good for depression and anxiety. Gotu kola leaf clears the mind and wakes up the mind. Wild lettuce is a pain reliever. Motherwort root is going to help the heart. Ginseng root is going to give you overall stamina and endurance. Because when you are hit with anxiety and depression, it's like somebody hitting you in the stomach. I mean, it just knocks you down. And it's really hard to go on. Things can be so tough and so many bad things can happen in a row and so much that it's overwhelming. And we've got anxiety and we got a depression, and that formulation will help. Let's get back over here and look at some other things in the anxiety and depression report. Things like 5-HTP, that's 5-hydroxytryptophan, and it provides vital nutrients for the brain and the body. And what it does is it's a blend of 5-HTP and also a blend of vitamin B6 and niacin. And what it does, this 5-HTP, it allows protection from illness. It promotes production of serotonin, which is calming to the brain. So that may be very helpful. If you need protection from illness and you want to soothe the brain, 5-HTP. If you need a brain nutrient that also happens to be a methyl molecule donor, which is working closely like the B12 and folic acid, the SAMe is doing that. And SAMe is a methyl donor, I mean natural B, natural B vitamins. This one nutrient comes and donates methyl molecules necessary to facilitate the manufacture of DNA and brain neurotransmitters and helps the mood. That's SAMe. And it's for those people that need these methyl donors and need some DNA and brain neurotransmitters to help their mood. B complex, a continuous release of B complex tablets it's unique in a combination, B12 and folic acid drops in the B complex. This B complex has all the B's in it, and they're tablets, and they're uniquely manufactured to provide a continuous uniform release of B complex vitamins over a 6 to 8 hour period. And B complex is the stress vitamin. If you've got any kind of stress, B complex. We already talked about B12 and folic acid drops. It's a combination. The B12 and folic acid is a combination of very effective revitalizers. It's revitalizing and creating a healthy nervous system. And at the same time, helps with pernicious anemia. But there is a host of so many different nutrients, including those for nervous tension and an amino acid complex called GABA, GABA, gamma amino butyric acid, which is used for anxiety. GABA, these safe amino acids are used for anxiety, stress, brain function, and ADD, attention deficit disorder. It's all this GABA, GABA, number 2256, is also used to if there's an enlarged prostate. GABA helps with when there's an enlarged prostate because it plays a role in the mechanism of regulating the release of sex hormones. So it helps with prostate problems, GABA. And it's so safe, you can't overdose with GABA. It's amino acids. It's like taking food, safe food. But there's a nervous tension formula. If you're under a lot of nervous tension, there's a nervous tension formula called number 1324, which is a compound as a nervine sedative. It's antispasmodic and it's a tonic to the nervous system. It helps to soothe the nervous system. It also relieves stress, tension, and anxiety. It can be used for any nervous condition. It also calms seizures, convulsions, and relaxes the nerves. I think that's it for anxiety, depression, and a diet system. That's it. Let's get over to Prophet Elijah out there in Pike Road, Alabama, at the Word of Life Ministry, and get a closing prayer and any comments that he may have. Prophet Elijah, my dear brother, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. 10 by 10. Could you please give us a closing prayer? Then we'll open up all the microphones and we'll all praise the Lord together. Thank you.
But before I said this, you were talking about the spiritual and the problems that we have. And I already had planned to talk about that topic today. So let's wait till next week. We'll cover that in more detail and we can have a dialogue on that.
Yes, sir. Wow. And
Yes.
you and I do that a lot. You know that.
Yes. Because see, the thing is, people don't realize that the causes that they're having, but the doctor tells them one thing, but the spiritual and physical issues are another problem that they hold on to. So we'll talk about that next week.
Yes. Very good, sir.
Yes. But Father, we just want to come to you with Luke chapter 4, verse 40. At sunset, the people brought all those who were sick to Jesus to be healed. Jesus laid his hands on them one by one, and he healed them all of different diseases. So why is it different today than it is then when he told us the things that we do, that he do, we also supposed to be doing, and even greater things. So Father, thank you for our life, Father, and all the light, love, and beauty in and around us. Thank you for you showing us how people are to be healed, even though they're not receiving it in this day and age. But we know from the air we breathe to the earth keeping us sustained, our body's health and mind. I know that our life is a blessing and gift. We are grateful for all that we are given. I'm gratefully asked that we remain healthy and vibrant to do all that we are inspired to do while we're here on this earth. Thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven, he said. The more radiant and vital our bodies are, the more we can enjoy life overflowing to serve others and fulfill the work that is ours to do in this earthly realm. To stay healthy, as Dr. Brace was talking about, stay healthy in mind, body, and spirit. Show us how to have a healthy life with a good life. The power of healing words has been recognized throughout time. They can soothe and console a weary mind. They can bring hope and relief to the overburdened soul. And they can change how we perceive and maintain stress. Stress has been said to be the number one killer Dr. Birch was talking about this evening. So I prophesy to stress and fear. This is my main ministry, is to prophesy to cast these things off of you. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. These things has no power or place in our lives to bring harm through aches and pains, heart palpitation, accident prone, exhaustion or trouble sleeping, headaches, dizziness, trembling, shaking, high blood pressure, muscle tension, or clenching of the jaws, stomach or digestive problem, including problems in the libido, so be it. Dr. Burst, thank you as usual for your diligence and the information you shared with us this evening. May the Most High God of heaven bless you abundantly. Heavenly Father, I ask you to loose your angels in great abundance in Dr. Truman's presence into his home, his properties, his ministry, and workplace. I'm calling these things forth as they are to protect him, guard him, and to keep out anything that is not of you. So, Heavenly Father, I ask you to create a hedge of protection by loosening your mighty warring angels around him, his home, his workplace, every place that he set his feet on this day forward to protect him from any evil or harm. So be it. Now, were you blessed by Discoveries in Health Ministries this evening? If so, tell someone you know who may be blessed also with the information Dr. Burst gave us. In return, pray about sowing into his ministry so that Dr. Burst be able to continue to offer this information freely as he did today. Dr. Burst, know that his time is not used in vain. Show him your appreciation for all that he does, whether it is in word or financial support. A workman is worthy of his hire, as the Bible tells us this, but which is 2 hours of his time each week. Bless him, and you shall be blessed in return. So be it.
All praises to the Most High. So be it. Thank you, my dear brother. And thank you, everyone in the Dial Pad Meetings room. Please remember, there is a new room open next week. We'll go one more time in the Dial Pad Meeting room next week, but please join us in the Zoom telephone conference room. And that number is 669-900-00 6833. When prompted, enter the code, and that code is 874-8491-1435. And then press the pound key 2 times and then enter 9999. That's how to join this broadcast over the telephone, because Dialpad will not be up and running next week, or maybe it will be. We'll try to do it 1 or 2 more weeks to give people a chance to move over to the new telephone dialing room, because the old one won't work. Please join us. Go up on the website, herbalhealthreview.com, and click on health discussions. It will give you all the ways to join this broadcast over Zoom, over YouTube, and for a short time over Dialpad. My name is Bishop Dr. Truman Burst of Good Shepherd Ministries, and I'm praying and praying for you, for your health, praying for your all the things that should be in your life delivered to you with the love of Jesus Christ, our Savior, Yeshua. All praises to the Most High. Let's open up the microphones and let us praise the Most High together. On the way here, organizer controls, we have whoa, it doesn't give me the unlock, so I'll unlock it this way. There it goes. The meeting room is unlocked and coming over. All praises to the Most High.
You know who that is.
All praises to the Most
That's
High.
him.
All praises
to the Most High.
High.
All praises to the Most High. All
Thank you.
praises to the Most High.
Thank you, Prophet.
Praise,
Elijah.
worship, and thank you. All praises to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High.
To the Most High.